writing from Josephus, he says this is where races came from. So all the races came from the destruction of the Tower of Babel, and God separated their language so they wouldn't come together. And so God calls Abraham from these groups, right? And he's a Hebrew. So he was a Gentile. He was a Gentile. So Adam and Eve weren't Hebrew. They weren't Jewish, right? They weren't Jewish. We'll just say that. We don't know what you would say, right? But if, according to the Jewish historical writer Josephus and other Jewish writing, they'll say that the Tower of Babel, when God separated their tongues, they became different races and it became 70 nations. So we go back to Adam and Eve. They weren't Jews. So they could be Hebrew, I don't know, but they ain't Jews, right? Then you got God talks to Cain and he talks to Noah. None of them were Jews, right? So here we go. And so when God tells Abraham, make your son a burnt offering, a lot of people think that's crazy, right? Why would you have him kill his son? Well, the point of this is not only that he's showing him something, right? And so Abraham goes up. Abraham represents the father. I got a teaching on this. Isaac represents the son. And then the angel comes and says, stop. And he gives him a ram that's in a thicket, in a bush, right? A ram. Why? Because a ram is a male sheep, grown male sheep. It represents Jesus, represents the sacrifice. God is saying what? That he's going to provide the offering. Why? Because the Gentiles back in the days were sacrificing their sons to all these random gods. And God is telling Abraham, he's showing Abraham, I'm not those gods you used to worship. We know this because in the book of Judges, or Joshua talks about Abraham and his father worshiped idols. So they were worshiping other gods. And so Abraham was going to kill Isaac or sacrifice Isaac because that's what he usually does, or that's what they usually did. And now he has his own son. But the difference is he believed God, and God is showing him, I'm not those gods you used to sacrifice or everybody sacrificed their sons to. I'm different. And I'm going to provide my own son so that all you pagans don't have to do this no more, right? And so we look at why Abraham was going to do it and why he was okay with it, because that's what everyone around him already did. And this is why God told him in Genesis 12 to leave your father's house and go to a new land.